Previously, 31% of parents of children in high school felt it was a serious problem that high school students were not being taught enough math and science. A recent survey found 82 of 200 parents of children in high school felt it was a serious problem that high school students were not being taught enough math and science. Do parents feel differently today? Use the alpha equals 0.05 level of significance. So we have here that 31% of parents of children in high school felt it was a serious problem. We're looking at 82 of 200. I wonder if they feel differently, and our alpha is 0.05. And again, that's the probability of making a type 1 error. So first we want to write down our null and alternative hypotheses. So our null here is P is equal to 0.31. Always convert your percent to a decimal. The alternative is P, and we want to know if they feel differently, so not equal to 0.31. So now we want to check n times P naught times 1 minus P naught is greater than or equal to 10 before we perform our hypothesis test. So 200 times 0.31 times 1 minus 0.31. So let's check that. So type that in my calculator and see what we get here. So when I type that in, we get 42.78, which is greater than or equal to 10, so we're good to go. So now let's find our p-value. So stat, go to test, 1 prop z test, p naught is 0.31, x is 82, n is 200, and then we want to select not equal to, and then go down to calculate and press enter. So our p-value is p, which is approximately equal to 0.002. So again, we want to compare the p-value to alpha. So our p-value is 0.002 and alpha is 0.05. So our p-value is less than alpha. So when the p-value is less than alpha, we reject the null. And here, if you're having a hard time determining if the p-value is less than alpha, subtract, right? So do p-value minus alpha. If you get a negative value, that means that your p-value is less than alpha. If you get a positive value, your p-value is greater than alpha. So if you do p-value minus alpha, and you get a negative, then your p-value is less than alpha. Right? So we reject. So since we reject, that means that there's sufficient evidence to conclude the alternative. So there is sufficient evidence. So there's sufficient evidence, meaning that we reject the null hypothesis.